Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Zagger-tastic video. I'm your host, the one, the only Z-A single gut Zaggard, and I am joined with...
Hello, I'm Claire.
And we just watched the 4th arc in Hunter x Hunter.
Yes.
The Yorknewcity / the Underground Auction / the reveal of the Phantom Troupe, the Spider arc.
Yeah, lots going on in this arc.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
It's why it's considered the second best arc in the entire series so far.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, you're just 2 arcs away from the best one. And then the one after this is a bridge arc, which I really like. I like it a lot. It's my 3rd or 4th favorite one. Mm-hmm. But other people are like, oh, I don't know. It's nothing. But when we get to it, you'll be like, oh, this is actually... I think you'll like it because we have the same taste. But anyways, we're in Yorknewcity finally. And we're gonna meet
Yorknewcity.
Yeah, I wonder where they got that from.
I cannot believe they called it Yorknewcity. It was like the manga writers just like, I don't care. Gotham City, like, stop making these names up. I'm just gonna switch the words around. It's great.
I mean, it works, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just funny.
Well, it starts with Gon and Killua learning about that box that Gon's dad left for him if he ever became a hunter.
Oh, yeah.
And then he learns, oh, I have to get this game called Greed Island. And there's an auction for it because it's a super expensive game that costs millions of dollars. But
so much money.
But it's really low on the hunter list of things to find because all you need for it is money. Yeah. Whereas other things that hunters get, you can't just get with money. Yeah,
all you need is money. That's so easy.
That's just how ambitious hunters are.
I mean, hunters can make a good living, but, you know, Gon's just starting out, so he doesn't have, like, $1 billion. Well,
he did have quite a bit from the Heaven's
but not
Arena.
Like enough for the game.
And so now they're going to go to Yorknew to go to the auction, which is also where they said they meet Kurapika and Leodio.
That's right.
And so they end up using their Nen abilities to find these different auction pieces that they can sell.
Right.
And they run into this guy who's like, I can help you make more money because I know fakes and I know a lot about ancient artifacts and things like that because I'm an auctioneer guy.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of forgot about him.
Yeah, because after that...
There's just so much happening.
Yeah, because right after that, you go to Kurapika's story where he's becoming a bodyguard. You see his new Nen ability with the cool chains, by the way.
It's really cool. I really liked Kurapika in this arc.
Yeah, this is his arc, really.
I mean, it is, yeah, for sure.
And then we finally start meeting the Phantom Troupe, and their abilities are insane. Uvogin, I think that's his name. The muscle guy. He's just able to take on, like, all these other Nen users like it's nothing. He just beats them up, just breaks them in half, bites off that one guy's head.
He's just like pure strength.
Yep.
The one girl really freaks me out. The one with the vacuum. The vacuum Nen girl. That is terrifying.
Yeah, her ability is very useful and very important.
Yeah, and it's also like, oh, you're gone. She just sucked you up.
Yeah, well, she can only do it to non-living things, so... If you're alive, she can't.
Right, yeah, but that's like so creepy though. Like, no one can find your body. Like, that sucks.
And I love how they make the vacuum look all cute.
I know.
With like the googly eyes.
Which is like even more terrifying because it's like you betrayed me, making me think this was a cute toy.
Yeah, no.
And she's so cute. It's this creepy.
Yeah, but she clearly doesn't care about life.
Yeah.
She cares about her friends, of course, but that's not it.
Which is the most interesting thing about the Spider Troupe to me.
Yeah.
It's how they want to destroy everything except their group.
It's not that they want to destroy everything, it's that they are a group of bandits.
They'll kill anything that gets in their way.
Yeah, they don't mind about killing people, and that's why Gon gets so mad at them at that one point.
Yeah.
With the arm wrestling.
Yeah. That was a really good scene.
How can you have compassion for each other, and why can't you spare an ounce of that for the random people you slaughter?
Yeah, so many people. Yeah, no, that's what I really find interesting about them. Because they're not just like, we don't care about anyone. We literally just we'll use each other if we have to. Like, no, they won't. Like, they're extremely loyal to each other.
Yeah, they have all these rules, like,
yeah,
you can't, Phantom Troupe members can't actually fight each other. If there's a serious argument,
yeah, that's right.
You do a coin flip.
That's right, yeah. And you can never defy the leader's, orders, and if you do, you have to take a step back and reevaluate the situation.
Yeah, it's like they have a really well-made group.
Yeah, they're like a strong team. Sometimes you're like, well, I don't think this team would be that strong because like they don't even work that well together. They're always at odds. But this one is not like those other tropes of just like evil bad guys come together.
Yeah, they're actually like they are a group, a well-organized group. Even if they don't agree most of the time, they always work together.
Yeah,
and they always work towards the same goal.
Yeah,
and we finally get to meet the leader of the Phantom Troupe, Crollo. Crollo Crucifer, I think.
Who has such a cool look.
No, Lucifer Crollo, whatever his name is.
Lucifer?
I think so, or it might be Crucifer or something. It's very close to Lucifer, but I do remember his name is Crollo.
Yeah, his last name.
And he has really cool look. And on top of that, he's a specialist, of course, and he can steal men abilities.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was a specialist. Of course he is.
Yeah, he's the ultimate thief because not only can he steal anything, but he can steal your nen.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm a nen stealer. I'm gonna roll with this. This is my life. This is my career now.
He has, but he has, restrictions. Like he can only use one nen ability at a time with the book. While the book, he's open at that page of the book. And he has to meet 4 different criteria before he can steal someone's
the main one is like have to know exactly how it works.
You have to see it happen. You have to know how it works. You have to have them explain a weakness to it. And then, and they have to have. You have to have them put their hand on the book, and it all has to happen within 1 hour.
What book?
The book he uses. You didn't notice it?
I don't remember this book.
Yeah, it's because it's a nen book. It looks like a normal journal, but it's his nen book where he
does it have to be a book, or is that just how he manifests it?
I mean, he manifested it into a book, so it will always be a book. But it's his book where he keeps all the different nen abilities he's stolen.
It's like his little safe or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's his black book.
I just don't really remember the book part, but I'm sure I'll see it again.
You weren't looking at the details that much, that's why. But yeah, so we meet him, and then there's also the girl who can read your memory and then put memories into bullets and shoot them into people's heads to show. There's the samurai guy, the girl with the needles who we met in the last arc. She had the threads. I meant. You remember her? Remember she's the guy who repaired Hisoka's arm?
Oh, she's in the group?
Yeah.
Oh.
She didn't do a lot in this arc, but she was there.
I mean, if I saw her, I'd probably recognize her, but she must not have done anything in this arc. Because she's like their medic, so I mean, it would make sense.
Well, she did do some stuff. She killed some people, but she didn't progress the plot much.
I don't think I realized it was the same girl as the girl who helped Hisoka after his match. After the match, yeah.
Yeah, that explains it.
Yeah.
And then there's also the boxing mummy guy who we never really get to know.
Yeah.
That one guy who always has his collar up like this.
That's right. What does he do?
We don't really get to know in this arc, but we know he's really strong because whenever he easily gets mad, and I think he enjoys killing people and torturing them because we do see him torture a guy a couple of times.
Yeah, he's super creepy.
Who else is there? There's the guy with the long hair who can copy things with his nen ability.
Copy things? Oh, of course.
Right, yeah.
The guy who, again, perfect abilities for stealing stuff.
And then there's the Frankenstein-looking guy who, all we know so far is he can open up his fingers and they turn into guns.
Yeah.
Which we assume shoot nen bullets.
Then there's that other guy who's just this archetypal look. Oh, that's the samurai. The guy who wanted Golem to join their...
Yeah, the samurai guy.
Yeah, super archetypal guy.
Then there's the guy who wears the tracksuit who... He's obviously enhancer too, because all we see him do is he literally... You see a quick snapshot of him running through a bunch of security guards, and he just does this, and he's snapping their necks one by one just by grabbing their head and going like that.
Yeah.
With no...
Some of their looks are cooler than others, but I kind of like that they don't all look super distinct.
And then the guy with the phone that can control people.
Oh.
The bat phone thing.
You mean the
guy
blonde
who's always,
guy?
Yeah, the blonde guy who's always smiling.
Yeah, the guy who's the technology guy.
Yeah, kind of. And then is there anyone I'm missing?
I don't know. They're all really cool though, and I really like them. Sorry, that's about all I have to say.
I think that's all of them.
Who else? Let us know in the comments if we're forgetting
let me know
anyone.
if I forgot your favorite spider member.
Yeah, sorry if we did.
Yeah, they probably just weren't that interesting in this arc, or at least not in the anime version. Anyways, so there's that, and we finally get to learn Kurapika's ability with the chains.
Yeah.
How not only can he create these chains, but he created this restriction on himself where he can only use them on members of the Phantom Troupe.
Right.
And that's the rule.
That's right.
And the restriction is if he does it, and if he uses it on anybody else, he'll die, which makes his nen chains way stronger than a normal chain or a normal nen chain would ever be. It's so powerful that no one, you wouldn't be able to break out of it if you're part of the troupe, and it also forces you to go into Zetsu, which forces you to suppress your aura.
That's right.
So you can't build up your nen enough to break it anyways.
Which means that if he has to fight anyone besides the Spider Troupe, he's not nearly as strong.
Well, he can do other things.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, he's probably at the same level as Golem.
We also learned that he is not just a conjurer, but when he makes his eyes turn red, and he can control it now. he goes from a conjurer into a specialist, and then he uses his specialist ability to make each of his chains one of the different other 5 types of Nen.
Oh, that's right.
Like,
it's
remember,
very intricate.
Yeah, like his thumb one is a healing one.
Yeah.
And then his pinky one is a blue. Yeah, he only shows up one time when he's fighting the buff guy. He breaks his arm, then he uses it to heal his left arm.
The buff guy breaks Kurapika's arm?
Yeah, it's for a really quick moment.
So much happened during this arc.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of information, too.
And I'm just talking about it in one episode.
I know.
And then we learn that the pinky one is the one that he can shoot into someone's heart, and he can put a rule on them, and if they break that rule, they die.
That's right.
And so
that one guy did, and then he died.
Yeah, and so we get the
it's really cool.
The Phantom Troupe trying to they try to steal the auction, but it turns out that the
mafia, fortune-telling girl.
Yeah, she told a couple amounts of people in the mafia about it beforehand with their fortune-telling abilities.
Yeah.
And then she and then because of that, they moved it out before they got robbed.
Mm-hmm.
And so of course then they have the what was it, like the 10 animals, the 10 beasts, the 10 Nen beasts, that's what it was. They were part of the mafia. They were those guys who tried to fight against Ugin, like the worm guy, the porcupine guy, the wolf guy,
sounds familiar.
And the leech guy, and then he just destroys all of them.
Who, Crollo?
No, the buff guy.
Oh,
it's the first time you see him fight where he bites that guy's head off.
Oh, yeah, and like the pit sort of thing.
Yeah,
that's right.
And he's like, don't step in. I want to fight them myself.
That's right, yeah. And then they're just like what's creepy about and what I really like about the Spider Troupe is how casually they kill. Like, it's not like I like it, like, oh, that's great, but like, it's so interesting.
It makes them really like dark and
and it makes you like actually like kind of it makes you scared of them a bit. So when he's fighting, they're like playing cards.
They're
just like, oh yeah, you guys want to play Go Fish?
I think they were playing
whatever they were. Whatever they were playing, they were just like, it was such a casual thing. Like, killing to them is no different than doing like some medial errand. Which makes it so much more disturbing when they're like, well, we love our troop, don't kill our troop members, otherwise you're dead.
It makes it really interesting.
Yeah, which I mean, I've seen that. I've seen that in other things, but they just did it really well. It was really well.
Yeah, it was written really well, and this is why he's considered one of the top mangaka of all time, because he's just so good at writing these stories and characters in this world. Although he doesn't really expand the world too much.
Yeah.
Just enough for you to like get bits and pieces.
Yeah.
So then, obviously after that, we get the second time they steal the auction, and this time they actually succeed in stealing all the auction items, and they copy all of them, so that way the mafia's like, oh, we sold them, but actually no, they've all been stolen. Those are all copies.
They didn't just copy the items; they copied themselves.
Oh yeah, to fake their deaths.
Yeah,
too.
So then Kurapika thinks they're all dead.
And he's like, I guess I have nothing left to do. And then it turns out, nope, Hisoka.
Thank God.
Hisoka's the last member that we were forgetting.
Oh yeah, right, of course.
That's why we're forgetting.
We know
he's not
really a member.
And of course, that Crollo steals her Nen ability, the Ghost Riders.
I can't believe I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
That was so obvious. I'm thinking like they were gonna like auction her off. I'm like, that's a dark mind. Why would they do that?
Yeah, you're like, what are they gonna do to her? Are they gonna like sell her or something? It's like, no, he just stole her Nen ability.
Yeah, because you are like, they're not just gonna kidnap her, it's worse. And I was like, oh god, how could it be worse? Like, oh, of course, he stole her Nen ability.
Yeah, it's definitely worse.
I feel so bad for them. I mean, like, the mob boss guy, like, he used his daughter, like, way too much, I will say. But, like, he's still not a bad dad. Like, I feel bad for him. Like, he took advantage of her ability a little more. Like, she's like, how much does he really care about her?
Yeah, but she also took advantage of it by getting all this weird stuff.
Yeah,
like human eyeballs.
Exactly. I don't know if she wants this.
She just enjoys that stuff.
Yeah.
Like human.
And spoiled brat. I can't stand spoiled brats. Anyway, who does? Who can? But
they're spoiled brats.
Yeah.
That's what kids stand them.
But yeah, I still kind of feel bad for him. But anyway, yeah, I really liked the arc in general. But let's move on to other parts. I lost track of where we were.
Oh, then we get the Gon and Killua. We're trying to track the Phantom Troupe down.
That's right.
And then they get captured by them and they escape by tricking him with learning that ability they learned from that auctioneer guy. How like the third thing is if you can't open an obvious door, if you can't open an opening that already exists, you make your own opening.
Yeah.
And that's how they were able to trick him.
Which is kind of like, didn't he already know that?
Who? The swordsman?
No, Gon and Kilo. Remember in the Hunter arc, in the Hunter game, when they were in the big building, like they kind of already made their exit.
Yeah, but they didn't think about it that much.
I know. I just thought that was like funny how similar it was.
Well, it's showing he's growing to actually. He thinks about these things ahead of time, not just like, oh wait, here's an idea.
Yeah.
Well, Gon has always had that kind of sneaky kind of mindset, that creative, like, make your own exits or make your own entrance.
Yeah. Which is great.
So after that, we get to Gon, Killua, Kurapika, and Leoreo all work together to kidnap one of the Phantom Troupe, and they end up kidnapping not just anybody, but the boss.
Yeah, which I will say, I'm really glad it didn't take too long for Kurapika to find out they were alive, because that would have been really annoying.
Yeah, it did take like an episode, but...
Not even an episode. He found it at the end of one episode. He found it at the end of one episode, so he slipped a little, but then like pretty quickly. It was like not even halfway through, maybe halfway through. But either way, it wasn't even a full episode. So yeah, and then they try to kidnap him, which and Leoreo does have stuff to do in this arc, but I wish he had more to do.
No, he had quite a bit to do because remember he becomes the leader of the bodyguards, and we meet that girl Melody who has the hearing ability. She can hear.
I like her.
Yeah, she can hear in unheard sounds.
Yeah. She's like super hearing, or no?
Yeah, she has super hearing.
Yeah, that's right. But she particularly listens to people's heartbeats.
Yeah, well, she's been able to hear them for so long. She can tell when someone's lying from their heartbeat, when they're scared, nervous, angry.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He did have stuff to do, and like I get why he wasn't. It wasn't like his big. He didn't have shining moments because like he's not a combat guy.
I mean, he did, and he. Wait, who?
Leoreo.
Oh, Leoreo. Yeah, Leoreo didn't.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Kurapika.
No,
I was like, what are you talking about?
God,
He had like 2 whole fights.
It's all about him.
Yeah, this was his art.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Leoreo still hadn't learned Nen yet. He's only in the beginning stages, remember?
That's right.
He's like, yes, I know what Nen is. It's the ability to do this. No, that's only one part of Nen. You haven't learned the whole thing. He's like, what?
But at least he knows what it is.
Yeah, he's starting to learn it. He's just, because he's focused on becoming a doctor more so. He started later than they have, and he's going to be a little slower.
Yeah.
Because they're more determined. And they said in the previous arc, remember, that Gon and Killua are like 1 in a million stars.
Yeah, but then explain Kurapika.
He's just so determined.
Yeah.
That he's.
And he found this really.
He basically also found a cheat code.
Yeah.
Sort of thing, because he even tells like Gon, you can't use what I use, because otherwise you'll die.
Yeah.
And I love that scene when they're all talking together. It's like, put the Nen chain on my heart, because I want to work with you.
Yeah.
And that way we'll all work together and you can trust us. And he's like, I'm not going to because I already do trust you guys.
Aww.
And it was a really cute scene.
Yeah,
like how
great.
they're friends and they won't force their friendship. And
they
so...
what?
Force.
Oh, yeah.
And so finally we get... they've kidnapped Crollo and they have to do this exchange of prisoners. Gon and Killua for Crollo. And I love that one guy. He calls him and he's like... and he puts this demand. He's like, okay, I'll give you your boss back, but you can't injure my friends at all. Oh, they got injured when they tried to escape. We broke their arms. Okay, we're done here. And he just hangs up.
Yeah, he's like, just kidding.
And he's like, I'm just kidding. Put anybody else on except for you. It's like so.
Yeah, and I think we said only in anime can they make this super serious hostage moment funny but appropriate.
Yeah, appropriately
for the moment.
Yeah, it was like perfectly done.
Yeah.
Like it gives that nice little levity.
Yeah.
Right in the middle, like perfect.
Yeah,
like
it's a nice
this tense,
fresh air.
stressful situation. You're kind of like, okay, where are we going? And they just mellow it out just enough so you can keep watching.
Yeah, it definitely does.
And of course, they tell that 1-year-old, the memory girl, you bring the boys, but don't tell anyone where you're going, and you must come alone. If you don't come alone, we'll kill the boss. But here's one of the rules of the troop that we find out is the boss isn't what's important. Anybody can replace the boss.
Yeah.
So long as there's at least one leg of the spider left, make sure the spider lives. So if I have to die, let me die.
Which they know that, but their emotions get in the way.
Yeah, they care about the boss so much. They love him like a brother.
Yeah.
And so they end up getting in the way of their own mission.
Yeah.
And she ends up going by herself. And then he puts a Nen chain on Crollo's heart and on her heart. Crollo's heart has a Nen chain that says that if he contacts anyone in the spider troop, he dies. If he tries to use Nen, he dies.
That's right.
So now he's extremely crippled.
Yeah, he's like an outcast.
And then he put one on her heart with the Nen Bullets girl, the memory bullets person.
Yeah.
And says that if you tell anybody what happened, you die. and she decides to sacrifice herself at the last second.
And tell them.
Yeah, to give them the memories, and she dies.
Yeah.
And it's this beautiful send-off for her. And Crollo, and then of course Hisoka's only there because he wants to fight the boss. He's been faking this whole time, and he's like, "All right, now we have our time.
And then he can't.
You and I, we can fight finally. Show me your net." And he's like, "Oh, you haven't heard?" And Hisoka's all disappointed.
Funny. Yeah,
he's like,
"That's great. I would really like to see them fight. So hopefully I'll get that."
I'm hoping we get that. We haven't gotten it yet. Again, we haven't.
Stop telling me these things.
Well, I'm just telling you what we haven't seen, so you're not preparing for it because. You only have 2 more arcs to go, and the Phantom Troupe isn't in either of them.
Yeah. That's sad.
Because she's in the middle of the Greed Island arc right now. But it's...
That's sad. I thought there'd be more.
Trust me.
I know it's hiatus.
Yeah, but trust me, there's an arc that's coming up that you're going to be like... You're going to forget about the Phantom Troupe when you're watching this arc. That's how good the next arc you're going to watch is.
Okay.
But, we end with that, and now it's the auction... And Gon and Kuro are finally going to get their copy of Greed Island. And who's there is the Phantom Troupe.
Yeah. Oh, it was so weird. I'm like, why do they want this game? Boredom.
No, they just wanted to watch the auction.
Yeah. But then they just get the game because they're like, this looks fun.
Yeah, well,
Which is them in a nutshell.
Well, it's because they find out something else about it later.
That's right. Yeah, but that's later.
And so that's Yorknew City.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Great action. Oh, we also get to learn more about Nen in this with the whole putting the pact on your heart thing.
Right.
The rules and conditions.
You mean with a sword? So, like, could it be a sword on his heart?
Oh, it's a Nen dagger.
Oh, okay.
You said sword, and I was like a sword.
Nen dagger,
like
yeah.
Long ass thing.
So we learned about that. Yeah. When does the arc end?
I think it officially ends when Crollo leaves on the blimp.
Okay.
And Killua and Gon start the auction.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Because that starts the...
Because now I'm, thinking about,
Greed Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, to be fair, it blends really well. It just goes from arc to arc.
Yeah.
It never feels like this is the end of this arc. Now the next one,
we're
it's
in a
just
completely different place.
Here's the next episode. It's like, different story. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which is what anime does really well. It's pretty seamless.
Good anime. There's some
good
bad
anime.
I've seen some bad anime that do not.
Oh, there's that one anime we tried to watch. I got so bored.
Which one?
I don't know. The one where they're like a witch academy, and that guy's from years and years ago.
Oh,
remember that one?
Oh, yeah, you didn't like that one.
That was so stupid.
It
wasn't stupid, but I was like, what's happening?
It's kind of one of those joke anime where it's the character is the most OP person ever.
Yeah, and it's I don't feel any stakes.
See, I like those because I'm so used to watching anime like that. I like seeing the character be OP.
I understand. It's like how I like to watch Bridgerton or just
never seen it.
Soap opera shows. It's just guilty pleasure. But guilty pleasure.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite scene in this arc?
Ooh. I don't. Ooh. I can't decide. I really liked Kurapika when he took down the first guy.
Uvogin?
Yeah, because you really saw how strong Kurapika's
I think that's my second favorite.
Okay.
My favorite scene is the scene with Kiro's dad and Kiro's grandfather versus Crollo.
I forgot about that. We even talk about that in this arc. That was really good.
Yeah, I love that where they're we're hiring professionals to deal with the troop. And those guys show up and they're like, we're not going to work with you. There's no point in being a shaky team is going to break apart. We'll do our own thing, plus we're stronger than all of you anyways.
Yeah.
And they're like... And, of course, the Mafia's like, give me my guns back. We can fight these guys. And then Kiro's dad just punches him on, and his grandpa's like, I see 46 of you. I could blink, and you'd all die in the moment of that blink. The Phantom Troupe is just as powerful as that, if not more powerful. And all of the Mafia members just shut up like,
just
okay.
You can go. I'm going to just live my life from now on.
Hide here.
Yeah. Because they just decided to stop fighting, right? Because the guy who hired them was dead.
Well, what it was the 10 Dons, the highest. The 10 Dons. They were killed by Irumi, Kiro's older brother.
That's right.
Because he was hired by Crollo
to kill them,
and they were the ones who hired his dad and grandfather.
Who was the one who hired his dad?
The 10 Dons.
Right. So their employers were dead, so they had to just
yeah, they just give up. And then I love at the end of the fight. I love how during the fight Crollo's just trying to steal their abilities.
Yeah.
And then right at the end, he's like, "Who do you think would win?" And he's like, "Well, if we were fighting right now, I would win. But if you actually tried to kill me, I would be dead." Because the old man is just he's so knowledgeable and so sharp. Like, he was
Yeah.
able to figure out, oh, you have an Nen stealing ability? That means you have, like, a bunch of packs, don't you? Probably 4 or 5. He's like, you got it right.
Which is why he couldn't kill him, because he had to steal his ability first.
Yeah,
so
well, he wanted to, because he's obsessed with it, because they're thieves. And I love how one of the things that the Phantom Troupe keeps doing is, like, it would be wrong of us to buy things. We're thieves. We're bandits.
I know, it's like,
our thing is to steal.
You could still buy things. You got plenty of money, spiders.
It's like the opposite of a paladin. How a paladin always follows the law. It's like, it's wrong to steal. You should always
I get the
purchase
humor.
things. They're like anti-paladins where it's like, it would be wrong to buy things. You must always steal.
Yeah, I get the humor, but it's like, come on, guys.
Well, it's not even just humor. It's kind of just like, they have a weird, evil code to them.
Yeah. I want to find out more about their weird place they grew up.
Oh,
Trash
Meteor
Island?
City?
Or Meteor... Trash Island.
I mean, it basically, yeah.
Welcome to Trash Island. Are you trash? Come here.
Well, it's because, remember, they say that Meteor Island is a place where people
throw all their trash
away.
No,
and anything can be considered trash, and you cannot get in trouble for throwing your trash away there, even people.
That's right.
And then there are people who live there.
That's a flawed system.
Well...
Here's I accidentally had a baby. I don't want this.
Well, it's good for 2 things. It's good for hiring criminal organizations like the mafia, because then you can have people who do assassinations for you and have no legal identity, and it can't be traced back to you, because they're not real people. But also it makes things like the Phantom Troupe, who can, be people with no identities and will kill whoever they want, because the world treated them like trash, so they'll treat the world like trash.
Yeah.
And that is one of the things in the world building that is actually really good. It's one of the few times where he does...
It makes sense.
Where the mangaka does some world building in his story that's
you're
that
like,
actually is solid and you remember.
Yeah, and you're like, I get why they're such terrible people just from learning about that small bit of their backstory. I mean, I'm still waiting for there's a whole arc about sympathizing with Crollo and his tragic life, and I'm like, oh wait, this isn't One Piece.
Yeah, that would be a One Piece story, 100%.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I doubt it's gonna happen, and that's fine because it's it focuses on.
Well, it's a different story, so of course, yeah.
Yeah, I just mean they're not gonna Yeah, it's not One Piece where there's a million chapters where they're like, okay, now we're gonna go back all the way to this guy's story.
Remember, 400 years ago, this guy ate a cracker, which then caused him to choke on his saliva and some sort of weird thing, and that's why this guy kills people now. That would be, that 100% would be a One Piece story.
Yeah.
And I love One Piece. We're not making fun of it.
No, we love it, but
let's be honest. Some
you know how he gets. He's just I love all my characters so much. He creates all these backstories, which is great. Anyway, but yeah, I really like this arc.
This arc has some great fights. Some really good. We get to explore Nen a bit more.
Yeah.
We get to see what top Nen users are like. A whole team of them.
Yeah, and I love the darkness in this. It was so dark.
This is a really dark story.
I don't just mean the killing. Obviously, that was dark, but the atmosphere was extremely dark.
Yeah,
it was raining.
A lot of times it's raining or at nighttime.
Yeah, it was totally Gotham-esque, Batman feel. I literally said that.
It's because that's why everybody likes doing the New York City setting, because New York is a city that never sleeps, so you can do a lot of bright lights at nighttime, or a big shopping mall, but also the seedy underground of the criminals.
It was very Dark Knight and the Batman, the Robert Pattinson one. It had that feel to it.
Yeah, except for even more wacky, but also less wacky.
Yeah.
In a funny way. Because whenever you do Batman, it's always going to be this weird wacky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. In a way.
Because
I agree with the Dark Knight, but with the Batman, it was more grounded. But yes.
No, I just mean the fact that you have a guy wearing a rubber bat suit.
Oh, okay.
These people still wear mostly regular clothes.
Yeah, that's
Frollo's is a bit out there, and Gon's always wearing green, but it's you could see a person wearing that. Besides the nerds, who's gonna wear a Batman costume just out?
Which, speaking of Crollo and Hisoka, I don't know how this animator makes these guys be so creepy, and then the second their hair is down, they're so sexy.
I know, right?
It's you were the specimen of a man.
Hisoka with his hair down is the sexiest dude ever.
Man
and then
in
once
the
he puts his hair up, he becomes this weird clown looking.
Ew.
I like his hair up, but it is
I know, it's a really cool look.
That just shows how good he is as an artist, because when people put their hair up and when they put it down, they look completely different.
Really well animated.
It's really hard to draw that sometimes.
Yeah, but he still looks like the same person, just with different look. Same with Crollo, when he had the band thing over his face, and he was talking to the girl who predicts the future.
Oh yeah,
he looked so approachable and handsome. He looked like a normal guy.
He looked more like a Native American kind of character, just a normal kind of guy.
Yeah.
And then he takes off the bandana, puts on his jacket, and he suddenly, like, looks like this evil kind of weird guy who likes reading a book.
Yeah, and then it was like they did the thing to her, not this. How he stole her ability.
Oh, he knocked her out, and then he...
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, I almost forgot how, like, evil he was for a second. Because you also see him cry for his,
the thing
his
about
guy.
Him is he even evil?
I don't know.
Like, he's clearly not a good guy, but is he evil?
That's why I also like Krollo, because he's complex.
Yeah, he's complex, but in a very simple way.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't talk a lot, and he's very smart. You see him, like,
he's extremely
planning
smart.
through things. This is why he's the leader, and and we see later, he created the spider when he was younger. And Kito's dad said before, like, fighting...
they don't want to fight them.
Yeah, it's too much work to fight them.
Yeah.
Because they're so strong and so annoying.
Yeah.
And he's fought him before, and he's like, when he was younger, he wasn't as strong as he is now. So he's only getting strong. So he was
already like, I don't want to fight them, because they're like so much work. Mm-hmm. And so now I can't even, like...
It took him and his dad to fight them, and he didn't even kill him.
Yeah, and they were both, and the dad was willing...
The grandpa
was willing to sacrifice himself.
Yeah, he's like, if I capture him, kill him, even if it means you have to kill me. He's like, got it.
Yeah.
And then they don't, and he doesn't, and that's how strong he is. I like the grandpa's ability, though, the dragon thing. The purple golden dragon that he can control, and he's like messing around, and he's following it.
What does a dragon do?
It's just his Nen ability. I think he's just, I think that's his aura. And so he's turning his aura into a dragon that he can control and, like, attack.
So he's a manipulator? We don't know.
We don't know. Yeah. It doesn't matter, because the further you get into it, the more you realize, like, if you're good enough at Nen, you can use all the Nen. You'll be better at this one.
You will be the avatar.
Basically. Good Nen users are basically the avatars of Nen.
Yeah.
So your favorite scene is the Uvogin versus Kurapika.
Mm-hmm.
And mine is the two Zoldyck family members versus Krollo, which those are both great scenes.
Yeah.
You never forget them after.
Really good. And I will say, Krollo is the more interesting villain, but Hisoka is the more entertaining villain. Is that how you think?
That's definitely true.
Yeah. So I like them both in their different
It's like the
ways.
difference between Joker and Lex Luthor.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. Joker's more entertaining.
But Lex Luthor makes you like, okay, what is his plan? What is he doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of thing.
Yeah. But anyway.
Anything else you want to say?
I don't think so. I think I really, this was like definitely the strongest arc so far. In my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely... There's a reason why this is considered the second best arc by most people. For some people, it's their favorite arc, which I get if you like this kind of version more. But there's another arc coming up that is phenomenal, unforgettable. It's like you're watching One Piece because it's so long. It's a really long arc. It's like 50 plus episodes, I think. Don't
hype me up too much. I don't want to have too high expectations.
Someone told me about this arc, and that's why I got into the show. The arc I'm telling you about.
Yeah.
And trust me, it lives up.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Anyways, guys, that was our review of Hunter x Hunter, the Yorknew CIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIII Who was your favorite member of the Phantom Troupe, and why? We'll see you all next time. Thank you, each and every one of you, for watching to the end of this video. It means a lot if you click that like button, and if you want to join the other little community we're building here. But most importantly, don't believe in yourself. Believe in me. Who believes in you? And I'll see you in the next one. We'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you, each and every one of you, for watching to the end of this video. It means a lot to me. It would also mean a lot if you click that like button. Really helps a channel like mine out. I'm also sorry it took me so long to edit this. I'm trying to speed it up as best I can, and I really want to get content out to you guys, but I also want it to kind of have my own feel to it, so it takes me a while to really get a grasp on how I want to do these videos sometimes, so thank you for your patience. Also, we're almost at 1,000 subscribers, so maybe click that little red button if you want to join a little community we're building here. But most importantly, don't believe in yourself. Believe in me, who believes in you, and I'll see you in the next one.